wonderful podcast. We're going to present Dr. Purohit from India. He's our intern and research assistant for a long time from Dr. Hameed's forum. We're very happy that we're introducing him to this amazing opportunity to talk about what we love. And what we love is about, researchers into in the area of mental health, neuroscience, psychosomatic, chronic diseases, vertigo, psychoanalysis, and how to go to the billions of people that exist there with difficulties in terms of healing and curing their souls and sufferings in the whole world. So let me mute Juan Carlos. So, and then this is a fantastic moment for all of us to present for the first time the eMMM Mind Metamapping podcast with Dr. Purohit. I want to thank you, Fonseca from Chicago, to be here. Kari Marie Usum, Evelyn from Chicago, that from Turkey. Rosario Van Rail from New York, Brooklyn, and Dr. Juan Carlos Medina from Dominican Republic. Woo! And Cara, Dr. Gloria Jean Baptist, she is in Brooklyn, represents African University and also Dr. Hamid's office. Evelyn Mateo, it's in Yonker. Woo! And Dr. Kevin Purohit is there, just ready from India. And Stephanie Adon is from Dominican Republic too. And finally, Edward, our intern for Manhattan University. So without further ado, we're going to present Kevin Purohit. He's an extraordinary representative of India. He's a young doctor, graduated with honor in his country. He is getting ready for next year, getting his USMLE medical training and licenses ready so he can come and practice and become a internist or probably, who knows, a psychiatrist for us. He's also the persons in charge of putting together the summary for Dr. Hameed, a forum with thousands of doctors and around the world. And he also is research assistant of the CURA 800 AI Mental Health Global, and is specifically in the eMMM project. Without further ado, let me introduce to you Kevin Purohit. Kevin.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Pina. Thank you for introducing me for everyone. My name is Dr. Kevin, and I am a recent medical graduate from India. And I would like to present today that how machine learning techniques can play a role in diagnosis of mental health conditions. So, without any further delay, I would like to share my screen and go with the focus. Hello. My screen is visible to you guys. Is that
Yes.
okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. So let's begin. Machine learning techniques to predict mental health diagnosis, presented by Dr. Kevin Purohit. So I have
Open up
gathered.
your camera. That your camera it's mute is stop. Oh, perfect. There. Go ahead.
Okay, I couldn't do that. Sorry, doctor. A review of existing research on machine learning applications in mental health diagnosis, starting with introduction. Mental health conditions are a growing concern worldwide with significant impacts on individuals, families, and societies. Early diagnosis and intervention are crucial for effective treatment. Traditional diagnostic methods can be very much time consuming and subjective. Machine learning techniques have shown promise in predicting mental health diagnosis. Background and methodology about machine learning techniques. So, mental health conditions are complex and multifaceted, making diagnosis and treatment challenging. Mental health conditions affect millions of people worldwide. Traditional diagnostic methods rely on clinical interviews and observational data, while machine learning techniques can analyze large data sets and identify patterns that may not be apparent to human clinicians. A systematic search of major databases such as PubMed, Scopus, Web of Science was conducted, and what were the inclusion criteria? Studies published between 2011 and 2024 employing machine learning techniques for predicting mental health diagnosis, and we have included 30 studies in the review. What were the exclusion criteria? Studies focusing on other medical conditions or using non-machine learning techniques. What we found out? What were the results? The review identified various machine learning algorithms used for predicting mental health conditions: convolutional neural networks, CNN, random forest, RF, support vector machine, SVM, deep neural networks, DNN, and extreme learning machine. So those are the different machine learning algorithms which are used for diagnosing mental health pathologies. So let's dive into detail of those kind of neural networks and machine learning tools. So convolutional neural networks, CNN, it is effective in analyzing neuroimaging data for diagnosis of conditions like schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. What are the advantages of CNN? The ability to analyze complex neuroimaging data, high accuracy rates. It is having very high accuracy rates. What are its limitations? It requires large data sets and computational resources. Second machine learning tool, random forest, RF. It has demonstrated high accuracy in predicting depression and anxiety disorders. What are advantages of random forest? It has high accuracy rates and ability to handle large data sets. Limitations can be computationally intensive, and it requires careful parameter tuning. Support vector machine or SVM successfully classified individuals with post traumatic stress disorder PTSD. What are the advantages of SVM? High accuracy rates, ability to handle high dimensional data, and what are the limitations? Can be sensitive to parameter tuning, requires careful selection of kernel functions. Deep neural networks DNN showed promise in predicting treatment outcomes for patients with major depressive disorder or MDD. What are the advantages? Ability to learn complex patterns in data with high accuracy rates. Limitations of DNN requires large datasets, computational resources, and careful parameter tuning. Last, extreme learning machine (ELM) achieved high accuracy in diagnosing ADHD or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Discussion. The review highlights the potential of machine learning techniques in predicting mental health diagnosis. However, several limitations were noted. First, data quality and quantity. Many studies relied on small heterogeneous datasets. Second, model interpretability. Complex machine learning models can be difficult to interpret, making it challenging to understand underlying mechanisms. And third, generalizability. Results may not be generalized to diverse populations or settings. So, these were all the limitations we encountered while dealing with different kinds of machine learning tools. Conclusion. Machine learning techniques demonstrate promise in predicting mental health diagnosis. However, further research is needed to address existing limitations, ensure model interpretability, and promote generalizability. By leveraging machine learning, clinicians can develop more accurate diagnostic tools ultimately improving mental health outcomes. So thank you for providing me an opportunity to present the article and
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Purohit from India, presented this amazing presentation for all of us. I have a question, and then I have
okay.
a questions, and also I have a hope. And your presentations give us some kind of sense why we are so important as a clinicians, especially when you come from the psychoanalytic background. And I'm going to tell you why later on. But first, what took you to do these presentations? Why you wanted to present this topic for all of us? What's your motivations about it?
So the basic motivation is I wanted to increase the reach of patients. Some of the patients suffer from social stigma while dealing with mental health conditions. They would not come to clinicians. They would not tell their problems with free mind as they would share with their close ones. So that was one kind of stigma which motivated me to present this unique presentation, that this kind of advent we would be requiring in future, that how we can diagnose any mental health conditions with the help of machine learning. With the help, it can be a assistant tool for all of the psychiatrists and psychoanalysts, and can help you to better diagnose and to cure all of the mental health problems. So this took me here, and thank you, Doctor.
So, Dr. Hamid, you want to, Dr. Bahadir, Kevin Purohit, do you want to substitute all the psychologists and psychotherapists? You want to take away our job?
No, absolutely not, Doctor. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen with the profile you are having, Doctor Pina. And it's it's not that we are going to
Because
replace.
still we need like this interaction between the patients and us, how
Yes.
important it is. So, tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so basically, we need to focus on the machine learning tools, that how it's going to impact and how we can generalize over the different diverse populations we are having in the world. For example, we might say that people over here in India are more suffering from anxiety or depression rather than just manic episode. So we can't generalize our machine learning tools. For example, deep neural network for curing depression in India, we can hold and have large data sets where we can accumulate data. Basically, data holds very much wisdom, and for that purpose, we can make it happen. And it's an opportunity for all of us to work into that direction, where we can attain and overcome all of the limitations which are faced by machine learning tools. So that's my motivation, and I expect that from my team, that we are going to overcome all of these limitations which are currently faced with machine learning tools, and make it happen with our eMMM, that is meta mind mapping project. Thank you, Doctor. Unmute, sir. Sorry. Can you please unmute, Dr. Pina?
We
Hello.
have our podcast from eMMM from different places. Dr. Purohit is in India. I am in Kissimmee, Florida. Dr. Carlos Medina is in the arts. We have Evelyn from Secar in Chicago. Kari Mariusum is in Turkey. Rosaura Van Rail, Dr. Gloria Jean Baptist is in Brooklyn, New York. We have Evelyn Mateo in New York. Where is it? Yonkers. Edward is in New York, and Stephanie Adons it's in Dominican Republic. So before I give the open mic to Dr. Medina, What about the problematic that exists with the model of interpretability? What have you found? What can we do about? I know that we can do something with the data, kind of, that is needed for those big learning machine LM. But
Yeah.
do you have any sense how can the research find resolutions with the model of its interpretability? I hope they don't have any because no psychoanalyst and the hermeneutic is going to be needed for the clinicians always. So we need a
Yeah.
clinician to say, oh, wow, let me see, this mechanism of the psyche is not right, because I see my patients and I know that it's not true. So what have you found in terms of that exactly? The model of interpretability.
The model of interpretability, it ultimately depends on practice. For example, we can know every bit theory of how to swim, but we can't know how we can swim without practicing swimming. So it ultimately reveals that we can make it happen and make our model into practice, and after that only we can make it very much interpretable. So that's the basic philosophy behind the machine learning uh, tool, doctor.
Perfect. So we have a part two of this discussion and presentation that you have done in machine learning in terms of mental health diagnosis, because the second one is going to be completed probably with Dr. Gloria Jean Baptist. She'll be working on recommendations and ethical considerations on digital therapeutic, and we want to see what of those pre-approved or approved by FDA, the Drug and Food Administrations of the United States. So there's combinations of learning machines, diagnosings, making more accurately, putting together the interpretability models, using us at some points to sign up for the model for the treatment is really important. And so this is going to be probably part two of this discussion. I
Okay.
mean, machine learning and then digital therapeutic for mental health disorders, how both are combined will be something that we can explore in our next podcast. So thank you very much, Purohit. But I will give back the open mic to Dr. Carlos Medina. At any point, if you have any comments or you want to say questions, we have it. We still have 7 minutes to go. So, Dr. Carlos Medina, you can unmute.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Piña, for the opportunity, and thank you, Dr. Uh, um, Kevin, for this is such a great presentation. I just wanted to share some numbers regarding mental health around the world that I think it will be relevant in line with what Sir Kevin is talking about in terms of integrating machine learning and AI into the equation of mental health. And this is according to the World Health Organization. All right. According to the World Health Organization, there are more than a billion people who are currently living, okay, or dealing with some type of mental health. Okay, and this is globally. The interesting fact here is that 40% of those people currently dealing with some type of mental health issue are between the age of 10 and 19. Okay? And 10 and 19. 14% of those people. Which means that moving forward, those young men and women, okay, who have no idea what's going on with themselves are going to be in need of some type of mental health services. And I was kind of laughing when you were asking the question, like, what are you planning to do with this? Are you trying to take us away from the
I
job?
don't wait. I don't wait on our job.
Trying to leave us without a job. And so what I'll say to that is I and I've been discussing this many times, in which I have said, My concern moving forward is that we're not going to be prepared to deal with the demand of people needs in mental health service. So I believe that we are on the right track in terms of developing the tool, the infrastructure to be able to supply not all of it, but part of the demand. So great presentation, Kevin. And I just wanted to share this with you guys because, oh, another interesting fact, right? So we also usually talk about the value of life. Out of all of those numbers, over the 1 billion people who are currently dealing with mental health, according to the World Health Organization, 58% of them at some point have been thinking about the possibility of committing suicide. 58% of those people.
That's high. So with that note, with that presentations, we went over. It was so enthusiastic, so great that I myself, you know how I am. Like 5 a.m., boom, gone. So today we have 6 more minutes that we had added to our program because it's amazing, so important. I want to thank you, Kevin Purohit from India, for being here, presenting these amazing presentations. Fonseca, thank you so much. Mariusum, Rosaura for being here, Dr. Gloria Baptist, the same Juan Carlos Medina, Evelyn Mateo, Stephanie Adons, Edwards, and I will see you next time. Friday, it's eMMM, and we're going to be implementing research in terms of the AI technology, the MetaMind, the MetaMapping, so that's going to be the contribution for humanity. Thank you very much, and I see you next time. Bye-bye. Adios. Bye-bye. Bye.